Welcome to David M's relentless, never-ending search for true wireless earbuds that do everything well. Perhaps you have heard about Moondrop Moca. They have been out for a few months now, and maybe you're wondering whether these are the ones that you should be gifting to someone special in your life who loves music this holiday season. Well, I'm glad you're here and you're asking these questions because I have all the answers. What's up, everybody? This is David M., the Polish potato, in the holiday mood, as you can see already with the backdrop, because this video is being recorded in mid-November as we're getting into the end of the year, into the gifting season, into the holiday spirit. And you might be wondering whether these should go into your letter to Santa this year. Well, let me start with talking about their predecessor, Moondrop Space Travel. So these, when I started listening to them, were good, were great, but I felt like something was still missing. So I put those foamy tips on them that a lot of you actually noticed in the comments and started doing it themselves, and you guys seem to be liking this idea. The foam tips are not for everybody, but they work for a lot of people, creating even better seal than the standard delivered tips. And with the space travel, it was like they opened the magical gate to the musical heaven, completed the product, completed the process of delivering sweet heavenly sounds into your ears and turned this into one of the best sounding earbuds ever. So with Moondrop Moca, I did the same thing. Not that they were bad with the original included default tips. I felt like they already sounded really, really good. But I also gave them the foam tips just as an experiment. And I have to tell you guys, amazing experience. I highly recommend that you listen to these two songs to fully appreciate the sound staging, the beautiful bass response, the beautiful presence, which is the lower mids area, the mids themselves that are done so well here in this. They are in this perfect spot of the graph of the frequency response curve. They're not too low. They're not high enough to make things sound muddy. They're just like so beautifully done. And the highs that are nicely rounded, they never get harsh. They never get to that place where they start becoming those piercing sounds in your brain that are tiring and just are impossible to listen in the long period. With these, you can have them in your ears for the full day. I kid you not. So I highly recommend that you listen to these two songs. And how are they better than the space travel? Well, they just fill the remaining gaps and improve on the nuances and details that were still left to be improved from space travel. Even though, you know, if you ask me if you should just get these, absolutely. They just sound so good. But in comparison, especially in the second song, the voice of the lead singer, I believe her name is Sally, is just, it has this beautiful tone that I haven't really heard in other earbuds before. It's just, it's like sounds so complete, and the voice is amazing in itself, but in these earbuds, it sounds better than in anything else. So one of you who's been watching this channel for a long time, I know, asked me recently if Mocha is better than KZ's Extra. KZ Extra are currently my favorite earbuds, wireless earbuds out there. And I replied in the comments, no, but now I am sort of on the edge because I listened to a lot of songs in the Moondrop Moca, and it's just absolutely amazing sound for $43 on the day of recording this video. Amazon price on November 16th is $42.49. 42 is my favorite number. It's the answer to everything in the universe, if you didn't know, by the way. So maybe this is a sign that you should just buy these for yourselves while this amazing deal is there. When it comes to ergonomics, with the included default tips, they are so perfect. They sit in your ear like they belong. They create this perfect flat surface with the outside of your ear, and after a few minutes you forget they're there. You can walk around all day They don't bother you in any way. They don't create any inconvenience, and they are so smooth and they don't need any adjustment. I feel like it's absolutely perfect ergonomics for STEM earbuds. When you look at them next to Moondrop Space Travel, they're almost identical. They are slight differences here and there, like in the shape of the top here. This curvature, the Moondrop Space Travel is sharper. Other than that, Moondrop probably thought, why do we fix something that isn't broken? And I'm glad they stayed with the exact same design. Interestingly, the nozzle diameter is smaller on Mocha, but that doesn't change the fact that they sound even better than the Space Travel. One thing I do have to add to the ergonomics part of the review, if you guys switch them to the foam tips, I know you're going to ask, do they fit into the case? Well, not 100%. You have to do some finagling and some squeezing and some adjustment, but they do. Not a perfect fit, but they do. The foam tips are on right now. The case closes, and it is closed all the way without popping up, so there's nothing that goes wrong with this. If you want to be 100% sure, put a Polish potato themed purple and pink rubber band on it to hold it together. No, don't. When it comes to their looks, I absolutely love it. I liked them when I saw them online for the first time, and I knew I wanted the gray because it just looks better than the beige color to me. And I love the gray on the entire body, no glossy surfaces. Everybody else, take notice. There doesn't need to be glossy surfaces on earbuds. The very stem part is darker gray than the rest of them, and then there's this tiny splash of orange, which is such a perfect combination of colors. Dark gray and orange. I'm going to paint my next car like that. So when it comes to the sound quality, the ergonomics, and the aesthetics, for me personally, this is a fantastic package already. Now let's talk about a few other things. Connectivity, not great for the first time. It was a pain in the butt. They took annoyingly long to connect. I actually thought it was so long, I thought something was wrong, and I'm just not going to see them in the app. But eventually it worked. But man, that was just not a great experience. Moondrop has to fix their app. This is a new version of the app versus Space Travel. It still just doesn't work very well on iPhone 16 Pro. I don't know about other devices. I have not tested them. Controls are nice and easy. Sequence of touch controls. The upper part of the stem is where you tap. Easy to figure out. No need to go through the whole sequence. You guys can customize them in the app once you get it to work. And there's a good range of adjustments that you can make to the sequence of taps, so you can pick whatever works best for you. The ANC on these is very decent. I felt like they're about maybe 75% of the way to what Bose Quiet Comfort can do. So I would rate them pretty highly for the price. The Barking Dogs test was somewhat in the middle of the way. I've heard way worse this season, but also they just don't match the best in the industry yet. Transparency is also very decent. Again, they don't feel 100% of the way there. There are some weird moments that happen here and there, but overall you can absolutely use them if you just need to quickly switch to talk to somebody or hear what's going on around you, and then go back to your own world and turn ANC back on. So I feel like the usability, everyday life usability here is quite high. Now we have reached the point in the review where I'm going out there and testing the microphone quality in real life environment. And today we have a pretty windy day out here on the East Coast of the United States. So we're going to put them through their paces and stack them up against some hard-to-beat competition. Welcome, guys, to David M's Ultimate Microphones in Earbuds test. We're talking about microphone quality for phone calls. If you have never seen this part of my reviews before and this is your first time, this is how we do it to reproduce some of real life conditions that people may encounter in their daily life while using earbuds and making phone calls. So I'm starting in the car idling by the side of the road because This is an easy environment acoustically for these earbuds to work with in terms of resolving my voice from a noise pollution free environment. But we're going to change these conditions drastically by cracking both windows on both sides, throwing the car into the first gear, and starting the drive, therefore introducing the road noise, introducing the engine noise, and introducing more of the pollution by wind noise, which these earbuds are supposed to deal with very well, by the way. So we're going to test all of that out. I actually have performed this test with the Moondrop Moca in my ears before, so I have my own conclusions from it, but I want you to listen to them and to see how the sound changes from the moment I was sitting in the idling car by the side of the road to now when I'm driving 50 miles an hour and have all this noise polluted environment around me. And of course, the Mocha is not going to be the only contestant today. I'm going to put them up against some pretty tough to beat competition because I want you guys to hear the comparison with other earbuds in order to be able to judge how well they are doing. So right now I'm going to pull over and switch to competitor number 2 for today's test. We're working with challenging lighting here today. It's the late afternoon, so the sun is very low. But in my ears right now, I have Baseus Bowie 30. Very interesting earbuds. These are specifically for bass heads. They have this overwhelming, insane bass. Not that the rest of the sound profile is bad, but I talk about this in my other video in the review of the Baseus Bowie 30. Today we're focusing on microphone quality. So the test is the same. I'm starting in an idling car, just sitting in the parking lot, but now I'm going to start driving to have the scientific method reproduce the same exact conditions. I can already feel a lot of wind coming in because it's a very windy day here today. So let's get to 50 miles an hour and have comparable sound samples so you guys can make an educated decision based on these recordings and figure out which of these are going to earn your respect, and therefore maybe you will spend your hard-earned money this holiday season or even past the holidays if you're watching this video at any other time of the year. And if phone calls are the most important factor for you, I bet this part of my review is very interesting to you. Now I'm going to pull over and use another competitor that is very difficult to beat for this test today. Here we go, guys. Right now, I can't find a spot for myself with this sun today, but competitor number 3 is my absolute benchmark for microphone testing. It's the Liberty 4 Pro from Soundcore in my ears right now. I have worked with these several times, but not on an extremely windy day like it is today. So let's see how well do they perform today. We're going to get to 50 miles per hour right now. Now you guys can go over these 3 voice samples posted in the review right next to each other so you can go back and forth and compare and make an educated decision based on what you hear if phone calls are really important to you. If you don't ever make phone calls in your earbuds and you only listen to music, then this part doesn't really matter to you. It is also worth mentioning that the price of Soundcore Liberty 4 Pro is way higher than the Moondrop Moca, especially on this magical sale right now when Mocha costs $42. So, does Moondrop really have an answer to everything in the universe with their $42 priced earbuds? Or would you not buy them for phone calls based on these sound samples? Post your opinion in the comments. It's very important to me. I love reading your comments. Let's connect. Let's talk about it. And for now, I'm going to run back to the studio and finish this review. I actually lied. I want to provide one more sound sample for you guys today. It is the iPhone 16 Pro with nothing connected. We're using just the iPhone microphone for this part because it is pretty good at carefully and accurately representing the sound around me. So now you're going to have the best idea of what kind of noise pollution these earbuds have to deal with in order to only keep my voice and reject everything like the noise that we don't want to hear in the conversation you might be having over the phone lines with someone else. So that completes the test, and now I'm really going back home. Back in the studio from the test, you guys heard this for yourselves. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm really curious to hear your opinions. Let's talk about the technology. What's responsible for the good ANC is the hybrid wideband ANC. The ANC utilizes physical acoustic duct structure that reduces wind noise. So there you go. Maybe that enhances the performance with the high wind that you heard. The diaphragm in these is ceramic composite, benchmark low distortion, hi-fi level adjustment, committed to the unremitting pursuit of sound quality. Well, I agree. That pursuit renders great results because listening to these is nothing but pleasure. The case does support wireless charging, so additional points for that. There is also USB-C port in the bottom of the case, so you can lay it flat on your desk or whatever and connect the cable, and they charge pretty quickly. The charging time is about 1.5 hours for the earphones themselves and about 2 hours for the case once it runs out of juice completely. Battery life is about 6 hours on the earphones. That's better than some competition in this price range, and about 15 hours for the case itself. So it looks like the case will provide you with 2.5 additional full charges for the earbuds. 21 hours. 21 hours, according to my quick calculation. That's about 2 days of full use, even if you have no access to power and recharging capability. Really not bad. What else do we have in terms of technology? The driver size is 10 millimeters, but somehow it delivers this immersive, incredible sound. We have 5 different options of bass control. There is no other equalizing, no other tuning that you can do. You can only change the levels of bass. And I feel like you really don't need to. I mean, they are so carefully, beautifully tuned. I'm not surprised Moondrop went with only giving you access to the different levels of bass. They have a photo sensor wear detection. These little black dots you see here are the photo sensor, and it works really well. They pause immediately when you take them out of your ears, and they restart the music when you put them back in. Game mode is here, low latency of 55 milliseconds. I think that will make gamers very happy. They also support the next generation LC3 codec. And what is LC3? It's an audio codec that's used in Bluetooth LE audio profiles. It's a block-based transform codec that can encode speech and music at different bit rates. LC3 is designed to be efficient and low power, while still delivering high-quality audio. Why it matters? It definitely extends the battery lifetime while still maintaining super high audio quality. As I already said several times in this review, listening to these makes you feel like you're in paradise. The supported codecs listed, by the way, are SBC, AAC, and LC3, so none of them are lossless, really, which doesn't really matter because I feel like whatever it is that we are losing in this lossy transmission has absolutely no meaning in terms of their incredible sound quality. So now about the case and the functionality. It is bigger than the Space Travels case almost in every way except for the thickness. It is tiny, little bit thinner, very, very little, but it is. It is also the closed design now versus this. This had multiple problems with the dust collection and dirt collection, depending, of course, on the usage and handling of this. But this one is a little safer. It provides full protection. And it looks good with the two-tone coloring. I just really like what they did, and I like that they went back to closed case instead of this attractive but slightly problematic design. The ease of getting the earbuds out of the case is incomparably easier than Moondrop Space Travel. This seems so easy, and it is when you don't have the foamy tips on these. But when you do, which is the best way to listen to them, they kind of sit in here so snugly that getting them out is a real issue. You don't have that problem here at all, because all you do is grab the top, which is relatively easy because enough of the earbuds sticks out that even if you have bigger fingers, I feel like this is absolutely not a difficult thing to do. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I hope it gave you enough information to work with if you were considering Moondrop Moca for yourselves. And if you do decide to buy, please use the links in the description of this video to support the channel so I can keep delivering valuable information to you in the future reviews.